What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How is your week?
How is your life?
Going. What's up, babe? Here we go. Let's do it. Make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. When you guys go to the website, you guys will see ways that you can follow us there. You'll be able to find all of our social media. You can watch the podcast there. You can listen to it there. If you click on the support the show link, you can find ways to support us by clicking through our Amazon link, by supporting Trust Inc., which is our notary company. We're also affiliates with Pinwheel, which is a best smartphone available for kids. We'll tell you more about that later. And some cool stuff that we've been able to see while our daughter has been away on the trip. That has been really cool because of Pinwheel. If you can't wait and want to go check it out, you can use promo code OAPTEN, all together, all in caps. And you'll find out how to support us with Buy Us a Coffee.
Yes.
So yeah, our little girl is coming back tomorrow.
I know. It's been so cool. You know, she's 13, and as I mentioned last episode, you know, being a mom, it was difficult to send my little girl, on her own and have her do all these grown-up things, but it's like, that's what we're supposed to do. Yeah. Our job is to get them ready for independence. And it's never easy, like just letting go and just watching them, but she's been calling and sending pictures. Well, not calling so much, but sending pictures.
She forgot about us.
It seems like
she forgot about us.
But she's having such a good time. And, we waited so long for her to find her passion in a sport or in anything for that matter. And she finally found her love in softball. And to see her glowing, because that's what she does. Like when she talks about it, her just being there and practicing, like she has that fight and that desire to be the best she can be at this. And she's talking about getting a scholarship with ASU and just watching her and taking in this beautiful young lady that she's becoming. I got overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude, of what we've been able to create.
Right.
Like just
I think
being
we talked
parents,
about that a little bit last week too.
Being present parents, being aware parents, and making mistakes, because we all do. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. And it's just been great. And I know you've had a few emotional moments with her being over there. Both of us are big babies.
I'll tell you, at first, it was a lot harder at first, because at first you get the first few videos like, oh, she's here. Like they have your baby, and then like right away you start seeing some of the videos of them practicing and then going and training. And like you said, it's your little baby that's gone away for the first time. So you're like, oh my, like she's so far away, but at the same time, that she's having such a great experience
with her cousins
and such a good time. But it's been easier as the trip has gone on, because she doesn't call us much now. Like she'll call us every once in a while, but she is also training.
Yes.
Right. But at the same time, like I know that she's having a good time, and I don't want her to worry about that. I want her to have the experiences, have a good time. We'll be here.
What is so great is that she was struggling at the beginning to bat, right?
When she was playing, like last season.
When she was here.
Yeah.
I mean, and just, the few days that she's been out there training with your cousin Joe. Shout out to, Joe and Shirley for all that you guys are doing.
Max Effort Baseball, if you guys want to check it out.
In New York.
If you guys are in the New York area, they're in Long Island. Yeah, Max Effort Baseball. I mean, they have an incredible facility. And not just for baseball, they have other stuff too where you can work out there. So, yeah.
Yes. And so just looking at the videos and seeing her crack these balls.
Yeah.
She what? I don't know what it's called. A triple?
I think she hit
what
a
is
triple.
It called?
We saw a video where she hit a triple. And I think, she got a couple base hits. But yeah, and she said she's hitting them over people's heads. Like,
yes,
it's building her confidence so much.
Oh, yes. And you can see it.
Yeah.
And you can feel it, like when you talk to her. And Miguel's cousin sent us a text message with a picture of Audrey and and Kristen Brown, the All-American.
Yeah, and she's on the USA team.
Yeah.
The USA softball team.
Yeah. So anyways, it's super cool. Anyways, parents, this is just the first of many, right?
Yeah.
You know, next thing you know, she's going to be driving. Ooh, she's going to be going to high school.
What the hell are you doing right now?
I'm just saying, like, these are the steps that you go through as a parent. And all we can do, like, seriously, all you can do is have trust and have faith that, you know, you did the best that you can do with what you know. You know, and just hope and pray that every moral and everything that we've been able to install and just lead and show her that it's there, it's within, and all you can do is just hope that, you know, they make good decisions.
Yeah, we do the best we can. Try and put them in the best position possible.
Yeah. And we all know they're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. We all made mistakes.
Yeah, I was talking to Joey earlier about Audrey coming home. Like, dude, are you excited? And he's like, you know, like whatever, like, yeah. But
he is though.
He is.
Yeah.
And I told him all, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty excited that she's coming home. And he's looking at me like, what? Kind of like I'm betraying him because we're hanging out together, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if you were gone for a week hunting crystals or some shit.
Hunting crystals.
Well, not some shit, but you know, if you were gone for a week on a vacation looking for crystals or learning stuff, I'd be pretty excited when you were going to come back. And he's like, yeah, I guess. But yeah, so. And now that, because Audrey's been gone for this past week, last week we were able to spend a little bit of time with Joey.
Yeah.
And last week we also talked about kids' passions, like Audrey and the softball. And we also talked about Joey with the crystals and the petrified wood and all that stuff. So we decided to go to Tucson, and we went and checked out this museum. It's the Sonoran Desert Museum. If you guys are in Arizona, you got to check it out. It's really cool. So it's like half zoo, half museum, like indoor, outdoor. And they have different exhibits, but they had a big crystal exhibit that I had no idea how it was. I was excited because I knew that it was there, and I was hoping that it would be cool and that Joey would like it. And it turned out awesome. Like the colors were like neon colors that come from nature. It's freaking nuts.
Yes. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
And then all the animals that we saw, Joey had to pick some splinters out of his fingers because he was messing with a prickly pear and got stuck. And then he took that prickly pear and fed it to a javelina.
That's not what the plan was. He wanted to eat it. He wanted us to cook it. Yes.
Well, what happened was when we were looking up this place that we were going to go to, the Sonoran Desert Museum, we found a video on YouTube, and this guy, he was there, and a javelina just started eating a prickly pear, like right off of the plant. So when we saw it, Joey wanted to take one off because we've heard that you can eat them too, and I've had it. Have you tried it before?
No.
I don't know if I've had like food or something. I think I've had it before, candy maybe. But he wanted to eat it. But when we saw the javelinas, he knew that they would try to eat it if they could, because we saw it in the video. So he just tossed it, and where he threw it, it landed right in front of the javelina's nose.
Right.
And then it was sleeping. All of a sudden, you just see its nose start moving, and then it gets up and eats it. And that made his day. Cool. That made his day. He loved it.
Yeah, no, it's great. You know, and there are some really good people out there, right?
Yeah.
Afterwards, on the way to the hotel, we ran into this little store. It's in the car. And there was this shop, the mineral shop.
Yeah, it was a crystal shop. Mineral.
And we get down just to go check some things out. And the owner was such a really, really nice guy. Like, we were talking and chatting, and you were with Joey. You guys went in the back to go take a look at some geodes. And I told him how Joey was really into, like, he wants to be a geologist, right?
Yeah.
And I show him Joey's collection because I took a picture of his collection, and he was blown away. He's like,
it's like a display. It's a display of all his rocks and crystals and minerals.
Yes. And so when he realized how much Joey was interested, he just went on his own and started getting crystals to give to Joey. And Joey was so excited about that. And, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, he was saying that, like, because that's their business. Like, they'll go to gem shows and somebody, who the heck was I talking to? I can't remember. I was telling somebody about the weekend, and they were like, yeah, there's the big gem show in Tucson. That's what we were talking about it on the way up too.
Yes.
But they said there's a gem show in Tucson that we can go to. We got to take Joey. But when these guys go there, they're buying stuff for their store. So they're buying it in bulk. Like the geodes, they buy them by the barrel. So sometimes pieces break off or something cool that they can't really sell it. But he said he keeps that aside for when he runs into kids like that. Aww. And freaking Joey, he was like, hey, do you have this? And Joey's like, no. And he gave him one. And then he's like, hey, have you heard of this one? And he's like, no. And he gives him another piece. And Joey's just like, his like jaw. He doesn't even know what to do.
I know.
He was in heaven right there.
He was so excited. And then afterwards, we went. Joey has a strange palate for a young kid. He likes sushi,
dude,
oysters.
That was his weekend.
It was his weekend. So we took him out to Mariscos out there in Tucson, and he wanted oysters. He wanted some seafood, and they were just giving him, you know. They
didn't have any oysters left. They only had, I guess the guy said we had just sold the last 12, few.
Yeah.
Or the last half dozen. So they only had, I think, 3 left. So they couldn't even sell
Right.
So he said, screw it. He just brought what he had left for Joey.
Right.
And then, we tore that up. That was fun. And then we went to the hotel. We stayed at a nice place and met some cool people at the hotel. If you guys are listening, shout out to our friends that we met in Tucson.
That was a whole lot of fun as well. Yeah. You know, it's just, you never know who you're going to meet. Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, total strangers, but we went in the pool, had a great time, great conversation.
The kids were playing.
Yeah, and then Joey met a little boy that lives near
not too far from here.
So it was all great. And then we came home.
No, then the next day we went to the caverns.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, let's not forget about that.
Yeah, and Tombstone.
Yeah.
What the hell?
We did a lot. Well, because there's something I want to talk about. But yeah, that was remarkable.
How'd you like the
forget about the caverns?
In Tucson. It's south of Tucson, the Karshner Caverns.
Yes. I don't think there's words that can describe how it looked and how I felt.
Yeah.
The experience, you know, you got to go see it and you have to experience it yourself.
Yeah.
What about you? I mean, what was it? Because I was just, you know, our good friend Bill Soroka is like, oh, it was like a spiritual experience for me. And we were kind of thinking, like, how could that be? Yeah, but how? And then when the music and and then they start the lighting. And I was like,
it was like a show.
Wow.
The last part was like a show. Like they have benches and then it's like a light show.
Yes.
With music and
So how long has it been around? Do you recall?
Did it open up? I think it opened up in the 80s. No.
But the founders, the 2 individuals that founded it, kept it secret for 20 years.
Yes. So I think they found it like in the 60s or 70s. I think they found it in the 70s. They turned it over in the 80s, like to the government, because they knew that if they left it the way it was, that people litter and they destroy. And it was a beautiful place that should be protected, right? So I think they turned it over to the state so that they could turn it into like a national park or something. And by giving tours of it and charging, they can preserve it and, you know, have people working there and making sure that it's just crazy. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
At first, when we were going, I think we mentioned it on the last podcast. Like I thought it was going to be like, it's going to be a cool thing to do, cool place to go and check out something different. But when we were hanging out with Bill, he was like, it's almost like a spiritual experience to see something like that and learning about that stuff. Mm-hmm. When we were there, it's just different. The sound or the lack of sound, like there's really not any sound in there. Just
it's quiet.
Yeah.
Silence.
It's hard to explain.
Silence.
And how big, like you go inside there, you're looking at this mountain, but to think that the inside of this mountain is like hollow, you know?
Yeah.
Freaking crazy.
You know, I was thinking about just all the different, before we get into Tombstone, but all the different vacations that we've been on with the kids and the importance of doing that. And at times, finances, you know, were tight, you know, with us. But, you know, Tucson is only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just thinking, like, you know, when we were younger, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of money. And I remember going camping here and there and stuff like that, and just knowing the importance of building those memories, those moments, with your kids. We spend so much money on other things, right? Starbucks or going to the movies or whatever it is. If you put it into, your budget, not even, but just start saving, and put a goal, wherever it is that you guys want to go, and just put that money away that you would spend on Starbucks or going out to eat or going to the movies, and set it aside and take your family on a vacation, because your kids are only little for so long. And I'm hoping that our kids will still want to hang out with us when they get bigger, that we can still plan a family vacation and them want to be hanging out with us old folks.
Yeah.
But I remember your cousin Dan, what's his name? From Washington.
My cousin from Washington.
And Martha. Yes. Or the ones who came to the house, and they always travel with their kids. They talk about
Daryl.
it all.
Daryl.
There you go. Sorry. He talked about it, like when him and I were talking, like the importance of traveling.
Yep.
And they did, and probably still do, like with their kids.
Yeah, that's right.
And he talks about the importance of it.
Of their family traveling together.
Yeah, building all the memories.
And like you were saying, even in between, like, because you can't always just jump on a plane and just fly the whole family someplace.
Right.
But a weekend camping trip, you don't even have to shower. You just got to have enough water to drink from one day to the next. Because if you just go from one day to the next, all right, so you don't shower for one day. By the time you get home the next night, you can jump in the shower and wash your ass. You know what I mean? It's not that bad.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those dirty people.
Yeah. I mean, because past that, you got to be a freaking experienced camper. You got to have a bucket that you can shit in or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're not that skilled, like we aren't,
we're working on it, man.
We'll go camping for the afternoon. Come back. We'll just go in the morning. We'll come back at night.
I remember the first time I told you, we'll get back, about camping. You're like, not doing it. You were not down to do it. Yeah. And I'm like, you're from New York. I get it. I understand. So then now you do.
Yeah, that's cool.
After the caverns, we went to Tombstone, and that was fun. I mean, we got rained on. Rained on.
And we got there a little late, and we didn't get to see everything that there is to see.
Right.
But I don't know how much there is to see.
Right. But Joey enjoyed what he did see.
It was
I
cool.
enjoyed it. It was cool.
And it was
different.
It's a different kind of history. Like, it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
When people were just shooting each other in the streets.
And getting hung.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm like, I don't know how much I'm okay.
Wait, but like Tombstone seems like it was a mining town with bars and prostitutes.
Yes.
Maybe, and
gambling. A whole lot of fun. Some people would say.
It was like Vegas, maybe, like way back. It was like the old Vegas, maybe. I don't know. It's fucking nuts.
Right.
Because they had the one place because it was getting so late, we were going to go into. It's one of the most famous places there. It's the only original building in Tombstone. It's the Birdcage Theater. But we didn't end up going in because we had to head back because we had a long drive. But that place, like they said, it said that the longest poker game in the history of the world was ever played there. And there was a shootout there, and the cards are still there the way they left them. And you can see the bullet holes in the ceiling and all that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it. Maybe next time we go to the caverns, because it's like 30 minutes from the caverns. So if you go,
I don't care to see bullet holes. I see them on
but
my house.
It's just it's
the
history.
Rental property.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sorry, I had to throw that in. No.
But it's cool to see, the way people used to live.
Yeah. So and then we came home and we spent some time with Joey, and we've been having some conversations. We always have conversations, lectures, the kids call it, with our kids.
Lectures.
Yes. And just as parents, come on, we all want the best for our kids, right? We don't want them to have to go through the same struggles that we went through growing up, or even, mistakes that we've made as adults. And so we have these deep conversations with them. And Joey and Audrey have a chore chart.
Yeah. And
they are supposed to look at that chore chart every morning so that they know what they're supposed to do for the day. And so, Joey, we come home the following day and the question is asked if he took a look at the chore chart, and he decides that he's going to lie to me. And, I started having the conversation with him about his word, because he told me he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And then he lied about it. And I started thinking about the importance of your word and how it builds your character. Like, people will know the type of person you are by your word.
That's something with Joey. Yeah, that's
He's
important.
Young, but still.
I think he understands. But I've also noticed that he's quick to give an answer.
Or an excuse.
For some reason. An answer or an excuse. But a lot of times, like I've noticed, exactly like you're saying with the chore chart. If I'm like, hey, did you do your chores today? He'll just spit out, yes. Before even thinking, yes. And I'm like, and sometimes I ask him, and it's pretty early in the morning. But the thing is that I know that he's been awake, and the first thing he's supposed to do is check the chore chart. So maybe we've been awake for an hour. You know what I mean? So I know that he has time to do his chores, right? But I know that he hasn't checked them yet. So I'm like, hey, did you check? He's like, yes. And I've already been outside and saw that he missed something. And I'm like, dude, why do you say yes? Have you checked? Have you even checked? Have you looked? And he's like, no.
Well, he knows for one, because what do we do?
But I think it's just like an impulse. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Did you do your chores? Yes. And then it's like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I told him, I was like, dude, don't say yes. First of all, don't say yes. Because I was like, dude, actually, you need to understand that if I'm asking you a question, you should be thinking, why is dad asking me this question? Usually when dad's asking me, have I done my chores? It's because he already knows I didn't do my fucking chores. You know what I mean? That's the way you should be looking at it. Yeah. So, and then little by little, now you can see the little wheels. I'm like, did you do it? And he's like,
right.
Let me check. I'm like, that's better. That's better than saying yes. Don't just blurt out yes. Be like, I haven't looked. Let me check.
Or if you have, then say yes. But you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, is I think he just has that impulse. Did you do it? Yes. And he just
like he almost says yes before you even finished asking the question. But I started talking.
This is common shit that drives parents fucking crazy. That, and when you have to ask them again, when you're asking them again because you know that they didn't do it.
Right.
It's like, did you check it? He's like, yes. I'm like, Joey, did you check the chore chart? Yes. I'm just, dude, I'm about to, but it's like explaining that to him. I was like, dude, the same exact question over and over again means that you're not giving me, I know that you didn't do it. You know what I mean? It's really funny.
So then, I started talking to him about the importance of him
keeping his
word and being honest.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be known as a liar. Right? And then I started thinking about us adults, and started to look at myself like, are you one that keeps your word?
Yeah.
And I would like to say yes, but I remember, this is funny because I looked in and I'm like, maybe I have a problem with commitment issues. Like if someone tells me, hey, can you, call me at 2:00? That scares the shit out of me because I know I'm so busy to call you at 2. It's easy for me to be like, why don't you call me at 2?
Yeah.
Or if you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time and then you're not there at that time, or you're going to help someone with something and you're not there. And then I started thinking about when we moved into this house, how many people told us they were going to help us move?
Yeah.
And who showed up? And if you think about it, how many people do you know keep the word? How many people do you know, if they say they're going to do something, you know they're going to do something.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, how many people do you know like that?
Well, depends on the people that you keep around you. Like, I don't really, like, I think the people that I do talk to, I don't really have to, like, if we say something, usually you don't have to talk about it too much. If they said yes, you can usually count on them.
And then,
but we're the same way. Like, I don't, like you said, if something's too far out, if it's important, I'll be like, let's just put it in now because I don't want to put anything else there during that time. But if it's not that important, like you call me or whatever, or let's look, when it gets closer, we can talk about it. But if I say yes to something,
if I say
I'm going to be there or whatever, yeah, I'm not.
It's a solid yes.
I'm going to be there.
Okay. And that's something like we've talked to our kids about, right? Like when we tell the kids we're going to do something.
Yeah. If it's a maybe, like, it's a maybe. But if I say yes, we're going to be there.
You know, we do it. But to say that I'm my word 100%, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Because I tend to forget to call people
for everything
because I don't put it in my phone. Yeah. But if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. Or if you need help with something and I say that I'm going to help you with that, I'm going to help you with that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's more so, it's more so like I tend to overcommit, which it's been a while because I seen that I was the yes girl, saying yes to things because I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings or because I really wanted to be there, but I didn't have the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn to be able to say no to the things that I can't fit in my schedule, the things that I can't do, or even the things that don't fit
that you shouldn't do
my focus. Like if you know what I'm saying, you know, but learning how to do that will also help you to be by your, you know, stay true to your word and who you are. But to the kids, like I remember one time Joey had told you had promised him to do something, or he said, "Dad, you promised me," and you're like, "No, I didn't." But he was trying to.
Well, he was trying to use it against me.
He was trying to manipulate you. He was trying to use it against me.
Yeah. No, I mean, but there have been times where he's also said, "Dad, you promised," and I'm like,
"Right,
I did promise." And then it's time to go get ice cream or go to, you know, do whatever. But like, it's one of those things that it's just the effort. I may not want to get up and go get the ice cream or go get the bag of Takis but if I said, yes, I'm going to take you, then yes, I'm going to go take you. You know?
Right.
That's just.
Where do you think, I mean, for me, I think that came from me being a little girl. And this is when my mom and dad separated. And I remember, you know, my dad, you know, on a few different occasions, hey, I'm going to go pick you up for the weekend. And then never shows up.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's why I am the way I am with the kids. You know, like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. What about you? Where does that come from? Where do you think that comes from?
I think maybe it comes from some of that. Because I think I remember that with my dad. Like, it was always kind of like, hey, maybe we'll do something, but we never really did. Not that we never really did. We did sometimes, but not as much as it was like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good, you know, and nothing. A lot of times it didn't happen. But I don't know if the military, like, you can't make excuses for things, you know, like if there's something that needs to get done, you got to get it done. And if you say you're going to get something done, or that you're going to do something, then you're going to do it. You know? I don't know. Football.
No, I'm thinking the military. I mean.
You know, football is another thing. It's like you're a team. Mm-hmm. You do things. You say you're going to do something. You have a job to do. You do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I was bad with time.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was known. People knew Sonja runs late. Sonja runs late, right? And I remember when I started presenting, because at first I didn't care. It was about me.
Yeah.
I'll get there when I get there. Right?
And we've talked about it. It depends on the situation too.
But when I started presenting in front of the room, I had to be there.
Well, yeah, that's not something you can be late to.
Right. But that's what helped me with that self-discipline and owning a business and knowing that I cannot be late. And if you're on time, you're late, right? So therefore, I got to get there early.
Right.
Or now my kickboxing class, same thing. You know, it's like if I'm late, I'm holding up everybody in the class.
You were just telling me something about the book that you were reading about the guy and somebody being late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a coach who coaches some pretty big executives. And in his agreement, if he's going to coach with you, or coach you.
What's the name of this book? You guys can pick this up on Amazon.
I'm not giving that out yet.
Okay, sorry.
I want to finish it.
Dang.
There's a lot to talk
Sonja's
about.
keeping secrets.
But in this, you know, he talks about it. I mean, they're investing $220,000 to work with this gentleman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And if you show up, and a lot of them are coming out of state because he lives in Arizona. I'm so excited because I'm going to meet this man. But he lives in Arizona and he has his individuals fly to him.
Yeah.
They have to fly here to coach with him.
Yeah.
And if you're late, your session is done. Like your agreement is done because he doesn't need your money, you know? And so I'm like, wow, that's intense.
And
like,
you were
that's
saying
intense.
that, and you were saying that somebody said that it seemed kind of arrogant.
Yes. And he said, it has nothing to do with me. This is your life. This is your life. And if I'm going to take, you know, like if he's going to put in his effort 100% of him, then he expects 100% in return.
Yeah.
And if not, then you're done.
Yeah.
You know, and to be able to have those type of expectations for the people that he chooses to coach with, you know that they're on a different level, right? Because if you're going to fork out $220,000 for a coach,
that's the other thing.
You're showing up different. You're showing up differently.
For one, I'm fucking showing up on time.
That's right.
I mean, if I'm paying $250,000, I'm damn sure going to be on time at least.
Yes. And just
there's no way, you know?
Yeah. And I recently just hired a personal coach. And I'll throw out his name a little later once I start working with him. Dang. But he seems to be good, like really good. He's, you know, he has a lot of what this coach offers. I can see it because at first I'm like, this dude's a little bit arrogant. Like, I don't know if I like this. But then I'm like, you know what? I need this. Like, I need someone that is firm in my face and won't put up with my bullshit, right?
Exactly.
That's going to call me out. I need that. And that's kind of like how he was, like, you know. And so I think that what we invested, that was a lot of money. Yeah. That was a pretty big investment. And I'm telling you, knowing that money's coming out of our bank account, I'm treating it differently. You know, like I'm reading the book he's telling me to read. I'm doing the things that he's telling me to do. The notes that I'm taking are a lot different than the notes I took in Legal Shield. You know what I'm saying? The studying, like every day you've been seeing me. Maybe
that's the thing. Yeah.
You know, I am in this book and it's a 400-page book. You know, I'm listening to the audio on top of the book. Yeah. Like I'm reading and then rereading and then listening and taking notes and just all of it. Yeah. You know, you're not taking any shortcuts. Right. You're doing it because this is life changing.
Because there's like something I can't remember specifically, but it is one of these things where you may have to do some things that you don't want to do. And I can't remember exactly what you mentioned, but it was kind of like, no, I need to do that. And I need to go through these things and face. Oh, yes. Like, I don't want anyone holding back. Right. Because if I'm going to do it, this is how I need to do it.
And I'm so focused. It's different for me. Yeah. It's different because, you know, I was asked to be part of the board on the CEO network. We're going to get into that event shortly after this. And I would love to. Like, I'm like, okay, Yes, like I'm saying yes inside, but I'm like, no, you can't kind of deal, you know, because right now is not the right time because my coaching starts August 5th.
Yeah,
right?
You got to get through a little
coach.
bit of this. Yeah.
And he told me, you're going to be a disaster girl. Like, you're going to be a disaster. You're going to need some time for yourself to get through the things that we're going to, you know, go through.
Yeah.
You know, and me just saying not right now. That's it. Not right now. Not saying I don't want to, because I do want to help this, you know, organization. But just not right now. And being able to say that and feel good about it and not feel bad about it, because my focus, like I am so
you know what you're supposed to be doing
right now. Yes, I am so focused. And I don't think I've ever been as focused. I mean, going to the gym, awesome. My mindset is different. I'm pushing myself. I'm doing the thing.
Trying to get a knockout.
Like my push-ups, like just all of it. Like I'm so focused on where I'm going and who I'm becoming, you know, and showing up the way I want to show up, right? Or need to show up, you know, in the world, like how I want to be thought of when I leave this world.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's cool.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited. I'm excited for our future, because I know that this isn't just going to change my life. It's going to change our life, right? Because you are part of my life. You are my life.
It's exciting, babe.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Awesome. Well, before we move on, is there something else you wanted to add to that?
No, I was going to get on to the event last night. Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. You guys can watch the podcast there. You can listen to it there. You can follow all of our social media, or wherever you're listening to this, which is probably anywhere. There's so many different apps. Give it a thumbs up, rating, subscribe, notification bell, review, all of that stuff.
All that good stuff.
iTunes, if you guys could go to iTunes and leave us a review and a rating, that would be awesome, because I think that's the biggest one for podcasts. That makes the biggest difference.
Show us your love.
So yeah, you guys can find all of that by going to our website. And when you click the Support the Show tab, or if you're on your phone and hit the menu button, you'll see the Support the Show tab. That'll take you to our Amazon link. And while you're there, you can search for our merch, Opposites Attract Podcast, T-shirts, pop sockets. If you type it all in like that, it's a pain to search. But if you want to get it, you can find it there. And anything that you purchase through that link on Amazon, so if you just do your regular shopping and you check out through clicking that link, it'll help out the show.
That is not a pain in the ass, though. All you have to do is go to the website, hit Support the Show, see the Amazon tab, and just one click.
And it'll take you right back to your Amazon your app. And then you just do your shopping and check out.
Yes.
And it'll work. But and then also when you're on our website and you click that Support the Show link, you'll see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary and signing agency. So if you are in the process of selling, buying, or purchasing, that's the same thing as buying, HELOC, whatever it is you're doing, you can request Trust Inc. to be your signing agency.
Yep, you can go to Trust Inc. directly by going to trustinkusa.com. And we're also affiliates with Pinwheel, which is the best smartphone available for kids.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is going to work, but so like we said, our daughter is in New York.
And like we said, at least I said, I was a bit nervous letting my baby go on her own.
Yeah.
And Miguel has brought me peace of mind. Let me tell you, this phone has brought me peace of mind, because I could see exactly where she is.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's been cool that not only can you log the text messages, you have all the call logs, you have to approve all the contacts that go into the phone. So even while she's away, we know exactly who she's talking to.
Right.
It has the GPS tracking. We can see the phone percentage, the battery percentage on the phone. We can see what network she's connected to, all from the Parent Portal app. Yes. And there was one time where I knew like she's probably at practice, because it was during the practice times. And I looked up the GPS, and it shows you they use Google Maps. So it shows you the location. And then if you turn it into satellite, I mean, it's giving you a drop. If you guys probably can't see that. But it's on a softball, baseball field.
Right. You know, that's super cool. Because I asked you, where is she at? And you're like, oh, she's at my Aunt Daisy's house. I'm like, what? Like it told you Aunt Daisy's? No.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's so awesome. It gives you peace of mind. And if you guys want to know more, if you guys want to learn more, there's also apps that are available just for kids. They don't have all the addictive stuff. But if you want to know more, go to pinwheel.com. Use promo code OAPTEN, all together, all in caps.
There you go. And if you would like to buy us a shot, or shoot 2 shots. Shot.
Oh, we need that song. Everybody.
Or a coffee. No.
That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to take some shots. We need to talk about, we cannot forget about that shit.
No, I'm not. That's what I was going to get into right now.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways.
All right. Buy us a shot.
If you guys would like to buy us a shot.
Because we got a celebration.
Yes.
We got a celebration coming.
It's our anniversary. Might as well just say it. But I'm going to give you guys the story behind that. Our anniversary was yesterday. You guys can fire me after I share the story. But anyways, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
There you go.
And buy us some shots.
Buy us a shot or a coffee there.
Yes. So anyways, my really good friend, Robert Morales, with the CEO Network. And let me share a little bit with you all what this is. Because if you live in Arizona, Phoenix area, Mesa, whatever, right? And you are an entrepreneur and you are looking for a community to participate in or become part of, right? A tribe. I say we are a tribe. It's such a great thing to be a part of. And the reason why I say that is because there's so much support. There's so much support. For like a monthly membership, you have access. What he does is he gives you access to his entire network pretty much. Yeah. And he's there to guide you. It's almost like having a coach. Yeah. You know, because I know with us, like we were looking at different things in our podcast. He sat with us, gave us different ideas. Yeah. Really good information. You know, he's brought me into this world, and it's not Robert Morales. He always corrects us. It's like, no, we are the CEO Network. I can't do this without you guys. Yeah. You know, and he just, it's a relationship. And so anyways, if you guys are looking at, you know, becoming a part of an amazing community that can help you reach the next level in your business, I would definitely, you know, take a look at our CEO Network. He's on Facebook and everywhere else. He even has a YouTube channel. And they have all kinds of different services and businesses that are part of the network. So it's you can huge. Connect with all kinds of different people and even just bounce ideas off of, you know, other entrepreneurs. Yeah, for sure. So we had an event yesterday, and I was actually the co-host for a live podcast that we were having there. We were grabbing entrepreneurs from the crowd and interviewing them about their experience about the event, and then they get to plug their business. And so I'm having a good time. I see so many familiar faces and such a great event. And towards the end of the night, you guys, I'm speaking to a gal and we're just chit-chatting. She's asking me questions about the podcast and she's excited to listen to it, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so how long have you guys been married? And I'm like, I'm like, today is the 21st. She looks at me. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I forgot about our anniversary. She's at a freaking networking business event. And she looks at me and she's like, today is your guys' wedding anniversary? And I'm like, yes. And then I have a couple of friends. Your friends that were around you. And then I have a couple of other friends and they're like, what? They're like, you better get back to your man. But I was like, oh my God, like I've been so focused. We have been so focused, that's like funny. With just everything. So I call, you know, Miguel up to see, you know, maybe if he's gotten me something. No, I'm just kidding. So I call him up and I'm talking to him about the event. And then I share with him what happened. And he's like, oh, shit. I'm like, babe, how did you forget about our anniversary? He's like, what do you mean? It was like 9 o'clock at night. Like, she's trying to fucking blame this shit on me. What do you mean? I'm like, I remembered first. That's what I said. I'm like, I remembered first. And I told her that I went to the store and I got watermelon because I wanted some watermelon. I wanted some watermelon for our anniversary. And I was like, you lie. And then I come home and I go into the fridge and I'm like, oh, he did. And he cut it up. And then I went upstairs and this mother was out. Me and Joey like, passed out on the couch. Yes. And I look at him. We were watching geology videos. I look at him. At first I was like, you mother. And then I look. And they look so cute and adorable. So I'm like, all right, well, guess what? I'm going to go in my bed and I'm going to read my book. And that's what I did. Yep. That's what I did. So how are you going to make up for getting our anniversary? Excuse me. No, we're going to celebrate tonight. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. But, dude, that is not We've
normal.
never.
Well, this is the first time.
Yes.
But
because you normally go out.
So what do you think? How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel fine. I'm not hurt. What do you mean? I forgot.
We just came back. We just came back from Tucson.
Okay,
last
listen.
Weekend, but not that was it. What it was for.
Even if I remembered and you didn't, I wouldn't play that mind game with you. You know how some women are like, ooh, I'm going to see if he remembers our anniversary. Ooh,
gotcha,
and if he doesn't, I'm going to kick it, right? Like I don't play those mind games. Maybe I did. Maybe I don't even want to think back, but maybe I did when I was younger, dumber, unexperienced, whatever. But I wouldn't do that to you. And even if like you forgot, I'm not going to let you, I'm going to be like, baby, today's our anniversary. Yeah. Right? What are we going to do?
Yeah, when you said
what kind of new toy are you going to buy me?
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to, I don't get upset. Man, we have such a great relationship that every day is like an anniversary.
It's not that.
It just is. It is what it is. Even with the birthdays, like, I know you love me. I know you're in love with me, you know, and an anniversary is just, it is a great day. It's a special day.
There was something that you were reading about. I can't remember where it came from. Maybe you might remember if I explain it, but it was something about being able to afford a gift for their wife. You were reading something from somewhere, and I don't know if they felt ashamed or if, because they had been working for so long and they wanted to get something. They felt like they needed to do something for their wife for their birthday or for the anniversary, and they just didn't have it. Like they couldn't, they felt ashamed that they couldn't provide or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that happens a lot. I'm sure a lot of couples. I mean,
but I think there's a different like perspective. I mean, you're in it together. You guys both know the position that you're in.
Exactly. Dude.
It's not like we're doing bad, but I still need to figure out something I got to have like a month and a half paycheck worth of a gift or whatever. It's like we're both in this together.
Right.
Like there was a year that I bought you a fucking pair of scissors.
Right.
Because that's all. And the pair of scissors was a tax write-off. Was a tax write-off.
Exactly. And those pairs of scissors made us money because that's when we were doing the baby hats, right?
Yep.
That's when that's the business that we were doing. Yep. And I didn't feel a certain way. Like it is like we're a team. Exactly what you said. It was
like, let's get these out of the package and get to work so we can make some money.
That's it. It's like you grow together, you hustle together, you learn about each other. I mean,
celebrating the anniversary is not what's important.
Yeah.
It's not making or breaking anything. We're going to go out tonight and have a good time. We went out last weekend. We had an incredible time. And we're going to go out later on and have a great time. It's not that big of a deal.
Right. And I wonder if like how the other women felt when they realized that I forgot our anniversary. Like I wonder how it made them feel because I was laughing. Yeah. I was laughing because I know you, babe. I know you. Like I know you're not going to get upset with me. No. And I knew that you forgot too.
Because if I did, like I fucking suck. I am the worst. Like because if I did plan something or if I thought about it in advance, I would I did completely fucking space it. Because if I do think, even if it was a couple days ago, I would have thought of something. Yes. I would have done something.
Yes.
And then I wouldn't have been able to keep my fucking mouth shut about it.
Miguel's like, would you like your surprise? Would you like a present?
You want to know?
Can I give it to you now? Would you like it?
It's midnight the day before.
I know. But I was like, even
I got you something.
Ooh, yes. I'm like, ooh, yes, let me sit on it right now. No. I looked. I'm like, does he have a bag over there?
No.
But seriously, I can't imagine you finding a new toy that is better than the two that you've bought me, that are my like, ooh, to go. Like, yes, I'm getting excited just thinking about them right now. No,
right. Show's over.
But no, even when I realized that I forgot our anniversary, and then I realized that you forgot our anniversary, I just busted out laughing. Like, I didn't feel sad. Like, I called you on the way
You called
home.
I heard people in the background.
Yeah.
I think I heard somebody tell you that you needed to go home.
Oh, that's right. Because I was, you know who that was? Robert. Robert's like, girl, you better go back to your man. And what did he say?
Like
give him some crazy ass sex. And I'm like, Robert, we do that all the time. Yeah. I don't just give it up on my anniversary. That'd be torture.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
No, so sorry for the people that got to wait for anniversaries for special shit.
I know, right? That's just so sad. And we're going to talk about that because there's a lot of women that do that. You know, it's like
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it's not right. But that's, you know, we could talk about that because that's a whole conversation in itself. You know, I never understood it because I would be torturing together. Myself, right? And be like, heck no. Yeah. I'd just jump on your face like Spider Woman.
Now I need a fucking splash sound effect or something.
So yeah, so happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to us. 14 years, babe.
I know.
Sonia's been telling people we've been married 14 years like 8 months ago.
Shut up, me liar. I'm like,
you always do that.
That's not true. That's not true.
Watch, here pretty soon it's going to be, we've been married 15 years.
Dude, we need to do an episode just on our anniversaries. Like, you know, thinking of all the cool things that you've done for me. You are so thoughtful.
What did I do? I don't even remember. What did I do?
You know what? I suck. I do. I suck. When it comes to like surprises before, you know, like when we didn't have kids, I would, you know.
We've always had kids.
Have fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did. But then, you know, when I think about just you would always surprise me, and I am such a bonehead that it was easy for you to surprise me during concerts.
Yeah.
You would make fun of me. Or because there would be like a big ass poster of the person we're going to see.
Well, no, this is the thing is like at a certain point, like I would try to turn it into a game. Because I noticed that you didn't know who we were going to see yet.
Yes.
So this happened twice. It happened once with the Spanish band Maná.
Yes.
And then the second one was the girl that sings Picture.
Yes. See, but I'm looking at the people and how they're dressed.
So you can kind of get an idea of what's going on.
Right.
Or the type of music that we're going to see.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
I think who sings Picture?
Oh my God. No, not Shania Twain.
Sheryl Crow?
Yes,
is it Sheryl Crow?
Sheryl Crow. Yes.
So yeah, Sheryl Crow, like that's country.
Dude, that was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time. Do you remember our first concert?
Yes.
Shut up.
It was in Mexico.
Oh, shit. That was when you lived in Yuma.
It was in Mexico. It was in Mexico.
Yeah, we went with Anna.
The Cumbia Kings,
right?
I think, something like that.
Yeah. Miguel didn't know shit about that back then, man.
That was cool.
It's a miracle you remember that, but that's right. It was outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for these anniversaries, I noticed when we went to go see the Sheryl Crow, we get in, and it's like there's a few bands. I don't think she was the headliner, but she's not little. She's big.
No, yeah.
You know, it's like the headliners and Sheryl Crow is there too.
Yes.
You know, so they start playing, and I think it was Rascal Flatts was the main band, and the cup holders have stickers. There, if you guys might be able to find it if you search like creepers through our Facebook because I posted it. But the cup holders at the place had stickers of the event, and it had Sheryl Crow on it. So I took a picture of you looking at the concert happening with the little sticker on the side that says who we're there to see. And then all of a sudden, like I think that one we made it all the way till she came out, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even know.
No.
And that's like one of Sonia's favorite songs. And they sang it together. It was a blast.
That was super, super cool. No, you've always always had great surprises.
Mary J. Blige?
Yeah.
Was that like that too?
That was another one.
The first time.
Yep, the first one.
Because we drove up to Vegas. I don't think you knew.
I was a big ass. I was crying. Yeah, because
that was a tough surprise one because you were also very emotional that day because that's your sister's and your favorite artist. But and that was another one that I tried to surprise you and take you up without knowing who we were gonna see. Sorry, babe.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make it all emotional. But yeah, and then Maná is a huge Spanish band. So
that one was great. I mean,
that's one of the best concerts we've ever been to.
Yeah, Maná was absolutely Amazing. Oh, I just took myself back to that time. Ooh, like I'm so good at doing that though. Yeah. You know, like I can feel, and I think, you know what? That's music though.
Yeah.
Music.
I told you music is
so powerful. Yeah, it is so powerful. Even, you know what else is too though? Cologne. But we'll get on to that perfume a little later on. But it's music. Music, it does something to your soul. It will take you back to a time. You will be able to visualize or see, right? It's like you're there. And that's where I was when you were talking about that. Man, I just got all those emotions again, and I couldn't even talk for a bit because I remembered I was such a mess. Like I was such a mess that I don't even remember like a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was such a mess. I was so emotional. I just remember bawling.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long after that was after my sister passed. But that was her favorite artist. And that was the first time that I saw Mary J. Blige, and forget about it.
Yeah.
I was a mess.
I thought, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, go ahead. And music is so powerful.
So we saw that one. Then we went to Maná. Maná's this huge Spanish rock band. And they destroyed. Like I remember we were at the top in the nosebleeds, and the energy was just insane. But the funny thing is that when they played there, they played where the Phoenix Suns play in the big arena. And we walked in, and they have like this tall, I don't know if it's like a 30-foot, 50-foot poster of the band. And you saw like all the Spanish people walking in the street, like they're all walking into the arena. So you're like, okay, we're here to see some Spanish group or whatever. But you really don't have a clue of who we're seeing. So we walk through the doors. There's this giant freaking banner. And like as soon as I saw it, I turned you around to start walking the other way, you know? And you didn't see it. And then we ended up starting to walk up the stairs and go to our seats. And we ran into somebody that we knew. And they're like, oh, you guys are here to see Maná. And you're like, oh, shit.
That's right.
That was pretty funny. Right. But, dude, one thing that you were just saying, how music is powerful. I've talked about this before. But when we went to the caverns this last weekend, what was the best part of it? What was the part that you remember?
That was the best part. It was the show, the music, the lighting.
What did you feel anything
prior to that?
Not prior to, but was it any different? When the music came on and you were just looking out, into the cave. Yeah, like seeing it enhances. It enhances it. What I think it does, because I know like there's some things that I know where you're going with this. I'm not going to go into that.
But I feel that it's just music.
But it is.
It does something to your spirit. It taps into like a deeper self.
Yeah.
And you really get to see things for what it is. At least that's how I felt, because I was already in a certain mindset, just looking at what was in front of me and being in awe. Of how long this has been around and just
what it takes for it to form.
Yeah, it's like
millions and hundreds of thousands of years that you're looking at.
Yeah, and how amazing Earth is and all its miracles, and not miracles, but what it is almost when you look at it. It's just hard, to explain and to take in. And so when they add the music, I just feel that it touches a deeper part of your spirit that just enhances the experience.
I don't think there's anything else. Well, you were saying smells, colognes, maybe.
Yes. Oh,
but I don't think it does it as powerfully as music does. I don't know if there's anything.
What I meant, no, you're right. There's not. What I meant to say is, if there's a song that is playing, it will take you back to that time, and you will be able, all your senses enhance from your smell. I can smell. It's almost like I went back to that time and I remembered the smell, the feel of the environment, the energy from the environment, just all of it. It enhances all your senses. That's what I meant. Yeah. I can remember what I was smelling. I can remember what I was feeling and what I was seeing and who was next to me. Like, it takes you back as if you were there.
Yeah.
And that's why they talk about, you know, when you get to a certain time in your life and you start, you end up with dementia, or if you have someone in your life who has Alzheimer's or dementia, play their favorite music for them, their favorite song, and you will see them come back to life in that moment. Like those that are really in, like at the end of, right? And not the end of, but just dementia. There's a lot that goes with that. My grandmother had it. It runs in my family. So I remember that. Like music gives life. It brings them back to a moment, and you'll see them moving a bit, and I remember with your grandfather.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, because that was something. I wonder if it would be worth studying, or
people have studied it,
or knowing like what happened, because I did something similar, not with music, but it was with comedy with my grandfather when he was.
You also played the Lion King for him.
I did play the Lion King. I mean, that's something that he listened to his whole life, pretty much. But it was the comedy was a little bit different, because I don't know if he was close to the end of his life, and we were just laying there spending some time with him, and I knew that he liked a certain Spanish comedian, so we had the boombox in there and decided to put some of those tapes on, because they were tapes, and we're just sitting there listening, and I could hear him giggling.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
I could hear him laughing. And I wonder,
Yeah, yeah. Now, I went to an event when I was with Legal Shield networking, and I went to an event, and it was a friend of mine who studies Alzheimer's and dementia. And she was talking about that, the power of music.
Yeah.
And what it does to them.
It's
and
crazy.
How it helps them.
I don't think there's anything else like that. It's pretty freaking just the emotions, the thing. Because I'm telling you, when we were in the caves, the music started. Like, yeah, you see it and it's beautiful, the lights and everything. But when you're sitting there and it's quiet and you're looking out into this, it's unexplainable. It really is. But then the music starts, and you get chills. Like, you feel, it helps you feel what you're seeing. It's crazy.
That's why tonight you're going to put on Let's Get It On. Oh, baby. No. It is like music, depending on how I feel for the day is what I listen to. There's times where I'm just listening to Christian music, and I like Christian music, or I'm just listening to meditation. Like, it's just very soothing, right? Very soothing. And then there's times where I want to listen to 90s, and then there's times where I want to listen to Spanish, or sometimes it's country. It's like, it all depends on how I feel.
Right. And kind of like before we start this show, usually, or the last few times we've started like playing some music beforehand to try to lift our energy and spirit. Right. Not that we, but it is a show, and we want to get our energy up a little bit for it. And, but yeah, like you said, if you're sad, we've talked about playing music that makes you happy,
right?
Because you can change your mood.
Yes.
And it's pretty crazy.
And not only with music can you change your mood, but you can also change your mood with your thoughts.
Yeah. Right? But music can help.
With what you're thinking. No, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yep. And with that, make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Love each other. Don't give each other a hard time. I mean, we forgot our anniversary, but it's all good. What are the intentions? The intentions are good. We love each other.
Right.
We're going to have fun tonight.
Yes,
And we're moving on. It's
and don't forget to buy shots, right?
Buy shots. Buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
There you go.
Go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Go click through, pinwheel, all that, OAPTN, all together, all in caps. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast,
where we get better
together. Bye.